Hello and full moon blessings, everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Kelsey, and today I'm going to guide you through a yoga flow that you can do in honor of a full moon in Virgo. We can learn a lot about the upcoming theme of the moon cycle whenever we look at the astrological sign that the moon is passing through. And so if you chose to practice this today, I am assuming you are under a full moon in Virgo. The moon is said to represent our subconscious, our mind, our emotions, and so whenever we are under a full moon, that is representative of something coming into our awareness, something being realized, maybe having a revelation, or just overall a sense of clarity on something, maybe something that you were noticing around the time of the new moon. With the moon being in Virgo, there might be a tendency for the mind to become really detail-oriented, sometimes moving more so to the side of perfectionism or even pessimism. This can be actually helpful if we have a tendency to live our life with rose-colored glasses on and we're always trying to be idealistic about things, but it can be harmful if we do tend to be a little bit judgmental of ourselves. And there's no shame or judgment in recognizing these tendencies. I mean, that's the reason that we're doing these practices, our yoga practice, maybe studying astrology, is because we want to become more aware of our tendencies. We're not doing this to judge ourselves. So if you notice that you tend to be judgmental, it's okay, but during this full moon practice, you might just observe what your mind is doing and maybe actively choose to be compassionate over that judgmentalness, or choose to be a little bit more realistic, a little bit more grounded and honest instead of maybe idealistic. So really, this full moon in Virgo is all about illuminating any discrepancies in our thought process. For our asanas today, we're going to do a lot of twists because Virgo rules the digestive system, and twists are great for stimulating digestion. We're also going to stay pretty low to the ground because Virgo is an earth sign, and so it can be nice to do some grounded activities and some grounding during this moon. So with all of that said, I have one block with me today just because it might be helpful for one or two poses, but if you don't have a block, you don't need it, and we're going to get started on our backs in Supta Baddha Konasana. As you're ready, you can bring your legs out in front of you, use your hands behind your thighs to help roll all the way down. If you have a hair clippy like I do, you can move it out of the way. And then soles of your feet together, knees go apart, letting your thighs become heavy, and allow for your hands to rest over your low abdomen if that's comfortable for you. I'm just taking the first little bit of practice to ground, to arrive, becoming more mindful and aware of the way that we're breathing, slowing down the inhales, slowing down the exhales. And again, in your practice today, maybe you just use this as some time for self-observation. There's no need to label or judge anything that you notice. But if an intention arises out of any observations that you make, honoring that. Take one more big breath in. Sigh it out. Use your hands underneath your thighs to help close your legs like a book. Bring soles of your feet back to your mat. Flatten out your low back to the mat, and we'll start with Ardha Ananda Balasana, half happy baby. Pull your right knee in, and then open your right knee out slightly, kind of like you're trying to point it in the direction of your right shoulder. And you might stay right here holding on to the front of your right knee or shin, or you can flex back through the toes, kick the foot to the sky, and grab a hold of anywhere along your leg or your foot. So you're really thinking about drawing your thigh down towards the side of your right ribs, and at the same time pressing your lower back into the mat. If it feels like you're rolling over to your right side, try to ground down through your left hip a little bit, maybe even open that left knee back out into a half butterfly. Just a couple more breaths here, starting to wake up our hamstrings, our hips. And if you had straightened that left leg, go ahead and bring the left foot back to the mat. And then we're going to let go of our right foot and cross the right ankle over the left thigh. You might stay right here today, or you can pull your legs closer. I'm holding on to the front of my shin. For you, it might be holding on to the back of your thigh. You're looking for sensation in the outside of your right hip or glute, maybe your low back. And so even in the sensations of the asanas, we can practice this observationalness. Just paying attention to what's happening in the body, what's happening in the breath. How these things play into what's happening in our minds. Another breath in here. Exhale, let go of whatever you're holding on to. If you were holding on to anything at all, open your arms out into a T shape or a cactus shape. Pull the right knee in, extend that left leg long, and then you're just going to let that right leg cross over the body to the left into a reclined twist. Keep reaching your right shoulder down as you let the right hip lift up and stack over the left. One more breath in. And exhale, return yourself to center. Set your right foot down, and we'll do those same poses on the other side. Pull your left knee in, preparing for half happy baby, Ardha Ananda Balasana. Move your left knee over towards the left. Flex back through the left toes, maybe reaching for the foot or the ankle as you draw your thigh down towards the left side of your ribs. Make sure there's not any weight tipping over towards the left or too much weight tipping over towards the left. Try to stay balanced through both sides. One more breath in. Exhale, bend that right knee again. If you had straightened the leg, cross your left ankle over your right thigh for your half pigeon or your reclined pigeon, Pull the legs closer. If you're taking that option today, hold on to your right leg wherever is accessible. Releasing the hold of whatever you were holding on to, if anything. Open your arms out into that T shape or that cactus shape. Pull your left knee in, extend your right leg long, and then cross your left leg over towards the right, taking your reclined twist on this side. Next breath in, bring everything back through center. Plant both of your feet firmly. And then you're going to lengthen down through your tailbone. Feel your lower back get really flush with the mat. And on an exhale, press out the air and feel your navel draw down towards your spine. From here, tabletop your shins. You can either point or flex through your toes, whatever feels better, but notice as you stack your knees over your hips, does the low back tip up off of the mat? If you notice that, scoop the tailbone up again. Maybe the knees come in a little bit closer, but you're gonna try to work with this balancing of keeping the knees over the hips and drawing the navel down, flattening out the low back. Bring your hands behind your head, maybe interlace your fingers, cradling the back of your head. Elbows point towards the sky, so you're framing your head with your forearms. Take a breath in here. Exhale, lift your head and your shoulders away from the mat. Start to feel your belly, your abs switch on. So there's really not any weight or not any work happening in the neck here. You're lifting your shoulders and your head using your belly muscles. And then we're going to do a few mindful crunches. You can probably hear my voice shaking. This is not easy, but it is well worth it, and you're going to do great. Extend your left leg towards the sky. Flex back through the toes. Take a breath in here. Exhale, cross your left elbow towards your right knee. Lift that left shoulder up. Inhale, exhale, come back to center, bend the left knee, keep the head lifted. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, right elbow towards your left knee. Squeeze it in, lift up. Inhale, center, bend that right knee. All right, inhale, left leg. Exhale, left elbow to right knee. Inhale, center. Exhale, switch sides, right leg lifts, left knee bends. Exhale, right elbow to left knee. Inhale, center. Exhale, bend. One more on each side, you got it. Extend your left leg. Exhale, left elbow to right knee. Inhale, center. Exhale, switch. Right leg extends. Inhale. Exhale, right elbow to left knee. Inhale, center. Exhale, release. Put your feet down, relax your head down. Fix your clothes, fix your hair, whatever you need to do here. Take a pause. And so after crunching through the low belly, contracting through the low belly, we're going to open it up now. So again, make sure the feet are hip width distance apart. Bring your arms down beside you, palms face down. Lift your heart space towards your chin. Tilt your tailbone down into the mat. So we're already expanding through the front of the abdomen. Take another breath in. Exhale, press into your feet, lift your hips for bridge. Squeeze the inner thighs in. Take a few more breaths here. Feel the heart space opening as you keep pressing into your arms. Maybe you wiggle your shoulders underneath you. Drag your heels back energetically. One more breath in. Exhale, roll down your spine. Relax your low back and your hips down last. Awesome work. From here, pull your knees in towards your chest. Maybe rock a little bit side to side. And then you could continue this rocking motion and roll over to one side, making your way up to a seat. Or if you wanted to start rocking up and down the length of your spine, building some momentum, eventually you'll come up into a seat. Ta-da! Turning to face the longer edge of your mat, we're just going to do some spinal circles here. So from your seat, one leg crossed in front of the other, we're going to inhale, lift the heart, maybe lift your head, tilt your tailbone back, think cow pose in your spine. Exhale, draw your ribs towards the right, head to the left. Exhale, continuing to move the ribs back, chin tucks in towards the throat, and then inhale, ribs to the left and forward as your head lifts. So thinking kind of like you have your rib cage inside of a barrel and you're trying to get the ribs to touch all of the sides of the barrel. Continue. The next time that you come through something like a seated cow pose, you're going to reverse the direction. And then you're just going to slowly make these circles smaller until you are in stillness and in center in an upright seat. From here, let's take a seated twist. Your left hand is going to go to your right thigh, and your right hand is going to go behind you. Use an inhale to lift your heart. Exhale, roll your right shoulder back, maybe look back behind you. Take another breath in. Exhale, look forward, release the twist. Before we do this on the other side, we'll do a couple more poses. You're going to lean onto your left hip, swing your right leg around, and bring your shins parallel to the edges of your mat. So my left shin is parallel to the long edge of my mat. My right shin is parallel towards the shorter edge of my mat. Flex back through your toes, and then roll your right hip down towards the mat as you walk your hands behind you at an angle for a reclining deer. So you can really just relax into the support of your arms. Maybe your chin tucks in a little bit, or you can rock your head back if that feels more comfortable for your neck. We're taking just a few more breaths here. One more breath here. And as you exhale, just walk your hands in back to upright. And we'll do one more twist. We're going to pull that left foot closer towards the right thigh. And then you're going to swing the right leg around, cross your right shin and calf over the left thigh, ground down through both hips, but also try to ground down through all four corners of your right foot. Use your hands in front of your left shin to help you lengthen up through your spine. And you have a couple of options. You can either take your left elbow and wrap it around your left knee, or your right knee, or you could take that elbow to the outside of your thigh if that's okay. Right hand behind you, inhale, lift up, exhale, twist. So definitely a deeper twist. Again, you can take this option of just wrapping your arm if that feels a little bit more spacious. One more breath in. Exhale, release the twist, looking forward. And then we're going to do that on the other side. So just switch out the cross of your legs. Taking a simple seated twist towards the left, right hand to the left thigh, left fingertips behind you. Inhale, lift up through your spine, and exhale, twist. Notice how this side might feel different right now. Give it some time, give it a few breaths. One more inhale. Exhale, release the twist, and then we'll take that reclining deer. So you're going to lean on your right hip, swing your left leg around, and then we're going to parallel the shins to the edges of the mat. Just doing the opposite from before, and then roll your left hip down so that you can walk your hands away from you at a diagonal. And just breathe into the sensation in your hips and your thighs. I really mostly feel this in my left thigh and the outside of my left hip, but some people really feel it in the groin. If you're feeling it, you're doing it right. One more breath in. Exhale, leaning forward again, and then we're going to pull the right foot closer to the left thigh. Swing your left leg around, cross the shin and calf over the top of the thigh, and then ground down through both sits bones and really press down into the big toe joint of the left foot. Inhale, hands in front of you on the shin for more length, more support. And then again, you can either hook the right elbow or take the elbow to the outside of the left thigh. Left fingertips behind you. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, twist. Notice how this twist might be a little bit more spacious than that first one we did on this side. One more breath in. Exhale, look forward, release. Awesome. Uncrossing, make your way around into a tabletop pose. And from here, we're going to make our way into a low lunge. So we're going to step the left foot between the hands, maybe coming onto fingertips. If you're feeling pretty balanced here this morning, we can take the arms up overhead, hands in line with the shoulders in line with the hips, lengthening down through the tailbone as we still send the hips a little bit forward. Take another breath in here. Exhale, hands come down to heart center. Start to twist towards your left thigh a little bit, and you might stay right here today, just working the abdominal wall to feel a twist along the spine, or you can take your right elbow on top of your left thigh, press your hands into each other and press your arm into your thigh to spiral out along your spine. As you're breathing here, lift up through the low belly. Your belly is probably still going to touch your thigh, but I want you to think about pulling it away from the thigh. Take another breath in. And exhale, release, fingertips come down, and then we're going to shift the hips back, flex back through the left toes for more of a hamstring stretch in our half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana. Reach forward through the crown of the head. Try not to round in your back too much. And we can get a twist here, practicing our balance a little bit. Keep drawing your thighs in towards each other, almost like you're trying to pull your left heel back and your right knee forward, and then ground down through your right hand or fingertips. Inhale, reach that left arm up. So it's going to be more of an IT band stretch here. One more breath in. Exhale, left hand comes down, roll through your front foot. Now this is where I'm going to use the block today. If you have one, you're welcome to use it. If not, you're just going to have fingertips or your right hand down. You're going to bend into your right knee. Inhale, reach that left arm forward, up, and back. Maybe grab a hold of the top of your right foot so you're in a quad stretch. Keep sending the hips forward, but you're also in a bit of a twist in the spine. Keep lifting up through the low abdomen. Twisting your chest towards the left. Take one more breath in. Exhale, look forward. Resist the slingshot effect as you release that right foot. And then we're just going to step the left knee back, and you can move your block off to the side. Take a pause and table, maybe move your hips side to side or around in circles. And then let's do that to the right. Step your right foot between your hands, come onto fingertips. Maybe you stay here today, or maybe you practice your balance and bring the arms overhead. Squeeze the inner thighs in together. Take a few breaths, get grounded. On an exhale, Anjali Mudra, hands to heart center. Keep lengthening through your spine, and exhale, twist towards your right thigh a little bit. Use those abdominal muscles to begin the twist, and again, you can stay right here, or you can take left elbow to the top of the right thigh, press down, lengthen out through the crown of your head like a spiral, like a corkscrew. Relax your jaw. Take a few more breaths here. Awesome. Inhale, release the twist. Bring your hands down to frame the front foot and then flex back through your toes. Take your half splits, pulling the right hip and the right heel back, lengthening through your head, shoulders away from your neck. Once again here, we can get a twist. Left hand is going to stay down. You can use your block if you have one. Right arm goes up. Enjoy the IT band stretch here. One more. Exhale, right hand is going to come down, roll through that front foot again, and then grab your block if you're using it. Again, if not, you can just have your fingertips down or keep your left palm planted. We're going to bend into the left knee. Inhale, reach that right arm forward, up, and back into the twist, and then reach for your left foot with your right hand, and gently pull that leg in as you pull your right shoulder back for the twist. 2 more breaths. Exhale, look forward, release forward. And just like before, let's just step the right knee back. If you want to take some movement, you can. Maybe the hips pop, mine do often. And then walk your knees a little bit forward and come to a kneeling position, sitting your hips back onto your heels. Now, if this is uncomfortable for your knees or for your ankles, you can bring a block underneath your seat, and it's going to put a little bit less pressure on the fronts of the shins and the knees. But if you're comfortable sitting like this, kneeling back on your heels, you're welcome to stay here. We're just going to finish off with some half camel lifts. So you're going to start by planting your left hand behind you, maybe fingertips down, or maybe you can plant that left palm. Also a great place to use your block if you have one. Inhale, reach the right arm up alongside your right ear. Think about cow pose in the spine. You might stay here, or you're going to press into the tops of the feet, lift your hips up for half camel. Exhale, drop your hips back down to the heels, reach the right arm forward, around, and back. Plant the right palm, the left arm comes up. Again, think cow in the spine, staying here, or press into the tops of the feet and lean back. All right, exhale, we're switching sides again. Left arm is going to come forward, right arm swims around, left palm plants, right arm up. Press into the feet to lift the hips. Exhale, all the way through center, swimming the arms through. Right hand plants, left arm up. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more on each side. Left palm down, right arm up, lift the hips, breathe in. Exhale, down. Right arm down, left arm up, lift the hips, breathe in. Exhale, and lower it down. From here, center yourself, come back into child's pose, or come into child's pose. Reach the arms forward, melt your heart down, relax your head down on something, whether it's your mat, stacked palms, a block. And just check in with the state of your mind. Noticing if anything has shifted since the beginning of your practice, or if any intentions have come up for you. From here, let's lift the head, walk the hands in, and then just swing the legs over to one side, roll over to one hip. Meet me in Shavasana, our final resting pose. If there's any other wiggles or movements that your body is asking for, you are welcome to do that. This is your practice. But whenever you feel ready, make your way into your final resting pose, Shavasana. It's as simple as laying down on your back and extending your arms and your legs. Close your eyes. Let go of any control over your breath. Soften into the pull of gravity. You will hear my voice when it's time to come back into your space. Enjoy your rest. Remaining just as you are, start to bring your awareness back to your breath. Notice the way that your breath moves your body. And then let that movement inspire you to start creating movement, wiggling your fingers, your toes, your wrists and your ankles, maybe nodding your head side to side. Turkey has chosen to join me here at the end of practice. Maybe you take one more big full body stretch, breathing in, stretching from fingers to toes, and breathing out to let it all go. Maybe if you have a furry friend nearby, you give them a little pet, a little love. In your own time, you're going to make your way up to a seat in the way that makes sense to you. No hurry, no rush. Sitting up nice and tall when you arrive. Just take a moment to acknowledge how this practice has impacted you. Recall any intention that came up through your self-observation. Maybe you could bring a little bit more compassion into your thought process, or a little bit more honesty and realism. Just trying to find balance. Finally, connect to a sense of gratitude for yourself for showing up. And with this gratitude in our hearts, palms together in front of the heart, Anjali Mudra, closing with a chant of Om. Wherever you are with your breath, take a big breath in. Exhale to chant Om. Thank you all so much for being here and sharing your practice with me today. I hope this practice served you well. Let me know how it went for you in the comments down below. Let me know what your intention was if you had one. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. I put out new classes every single Sunday and sometimes a special one in the middle of the week just because. I hope that we can practice together again very soon. And until then, namaste.